Hello and welcome back to GMP Miniatures. This tutorial is based on magnetising miniatures. In this example I'm using a Tyranid hive tyrant and magnetising the wings like I'm showing in this clip. So first off I use a drill and drill out a few holes in the area where the wing will fit into the model. So what I'm doing is I'm drilling maybe 5 or 6 holes around the bottom of the basin so this plastic can be removed later on. So the next step involves removing all the plastic from that basin. So this tool, I'm just twisting it round in the holes that are pre-drilled and it's just removing all that excess plastic, but it does leave a rough edge, so we do need to come back and work on that further. So next up, I'm using a file here. It's a triangular shape, so it's kind of like a prism. I'm just cleaning off those rough edges I talked about earlier, making it so the magnet's more likely to fit into the hole. I then take a flat file and I do the same process, twisting it round in the hole, and this cleans up all the edges and lets the magnet fit straight in there. So here's the magnets I'm using. You might want to pause the video to look at this information, but as I say, it is 5mm by 3mm thick and it's got a 0.76 kilogram pull, which means these magnets are probably a little bit stronger than what I need to hold the wing, but it's always nice to have a stronger magnet than you need, just so the parts don't flop around and stuff when you've got them magnetized. So I'm just checking they actually fit into the hole first before I do anything. And now I'm starting work on the wing. So first off, I clip the excess bit of plastic that was meant to fit into the hole. I'm just using some Games Workshop clippers, and this comes straight off. And then I want to go ahead and clean this up with a file. So I'm using the flat edged file again. I'm just rounding off the edges to make it look a bit more appealing. And next, it's the same process as before. So I'm using the hand drill again, and I'm just drilling say 5 or 6 holes in the center of the circle of plastic. And we'll do the same process again as we did on the body of the model. So like I said, I'm taking the same tool again, just twisting that round in the holes that I've pre-drilled, and this brings out all that excess plastic. This time's quite a bit harder because the plastic's solid. As you can see, it's created an indentation. So now we're moving on to using some putty. This is green stuff. This stuff's from Games Workshop, but I'm sure you can get it cheaper elsewhere. And I'm just mixing this up so we're going to embed the magnets in putty and then embed them into the model. So I'll just mix this up. This is roughly the colour you want, as it's called green stuff, just around green. What I like to do is when I magnetise models is use super glue as well. Now, this strengthens the bond between the putty and the model, but I also like to put super glue on the green stuff, so it strengthens the bond between the green stuff and the magnet also. You don't have to do this, this is probably a bit of overkill, but I do like to do it for customised models just to make sure they last long term. So now we're going to move back over to the body we were working on before. So the putty I'm using for this isn't green stuff, it's called Milliput. It's a really commonly used putty. It's a lot cheaper, but it has a different texture. It's more like a clay rather than a putty. So it's the same process, you just mix the two colours up. Colours mixed up, it turns this nice yellow colour, and now you can see the hole that we'll want to put this putty into. So behind this hole there's an empty void in the model, a void of empty space, so we don't want that being an empty space, we need it to be full of something, so I'm filling it up with this Milliput moulding clay. So I'm just rolling it up into balls and forcing that down into the empty space with the handle of a file. So here I'm just testing which side of the magnet is attracted, and I'm just marking that with the little sharp metal tool. And now we know we can do the same process as before, put some glue on the Milliput and then place that magnet and make sure that's the right way up, so the side you've marked with your tool. And now I'm just forcing that down into the putty, again with the same handle of the file. As you can see there, it's nicely embedded into the model. Make sure you let this dry for at least 24 hours before attempting to put the wings on, like I'm showing here. So this has had a good day to dry, and I like to leave it for a good 24 hours just so you know the magnets are set, the putty's set, everything's ready. And this is the final outcome. As you can see, the magnets are really strong, they hold the wings nicely, and it looks a great model. So thanks for watching, and I do hope you've enjoyed the video.